Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bashtian here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with my super heavy samurai deck profile that I have for post Cyberstorm access, of course. Now, this deck I personally believe is going to be the best deck of this upcoming format, or I guess I should say the current format for Yu-Gi-Oh! This deck has such a high ceiling, guys. It has so many ways you can go ahead and play around interruptions, puts up Omni Negates before you can Nibiru, and if you Nibiru that, you can still go ahead and Pendulum Summon, keep going on. It has so much gas in the deck and has so many interruptions. Again, going second, the one flaw is that it does not play, of course, any spells, traps, which we will get into in just a little bit further on in the video. But this deck has so much firepower, guys, so much potential, so many ways it can definitely go ahead and make such a huge impact in the meta, and this is why I personally believe this is going to be by far the best deck of this upcoming format. Pirelli, I think, is going to be one of the definitely going to be up there as well, but with the things you can go ahead and play around it, both decks have weaknesses. I think that Super Heavy Samurai is going to be the better of the two in the long range because it can do a lot more with its deck. It's a bit more adaptable, more versatile as well. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video. So before I get started though, I do want to go ahead and say that I do not have all of the cards just yet, so I am proxying for a few cards just to give you a heads up. If that's a turn off for you guys, I apologize, but I did want to go ahead and get this out to you guys as soon as possible. But we do have the one Prodigy, so it is what it is. If you guys have not seen the deck profile, the box opening that I did on Sunday, make sure you guys definitely go ahead and check that out. The link will be in the description. Also, I'll put a card somewhere up there as well, so you guys can go ahead and check it out. But let's go ahead and start off with the monsters, which is pretty much going to be the entire deck. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys, with the main deck. First things first, we have our starters. I played 3 copies of the Prodigy Wakasushi. I'm gonna butcher that horribly, so I'm gonna use the abbreviated name for all of these. We're gonna start off with, like I said, the starters. 3 copies of Prodigy, 3 copies of the Motorbike, 3 copies of your Soul Piercer, and then 3 copies of your Wagon, guys. This is going to be, I think, pretty standard for the most part. If you're playing anything less than this already, I think you are doing yourself a disservice, just because these are going to be your main consistency pieces in the deck. And the deck does not play Pot of Desires, Upstart Goblin, Pot of Prosperity, Pot of Duality, Pot of Extravagance. Does not play any pot cards because you pretty much cannot play any spells, traps in the deck. This is going to be your main way to consistency by making sure you're able to see at least one of these in your opening hand. You see any of these in your opening hand, then you can go full combo from there as well. So that is something to keep in mind moving forward, is that these 12 cards are going to be the main way that you're going to be able to go ahead and go clean off in your opening turn. Super Heavy Soul Piercer, you link it off and make your Scarecrow, and then you go ahead and search whatever you need from there and go clean off. Wagon, on normal summon, you activate the effect, change it to defense position, and then activate the effect when it's in defense position. You can switch it to attack position and search any not 6 samurai. I'm gonna say that a lot. Any super heavy samurai from your deck. So that's also a huge starter. Motorbike, pitch, and then you go ahead and search. So, and then Prodigy is the full wombo combo. Put in the scale, special summon it, and then you get to go ahead and set another scale, Big Bang K, and Big Bang K searches your super heavy samurai soul card, and you go clean off from there. So 12 immediate starters to start off the deck, guys. Gonna put that to the side. For our supporting cast, we play 2 copies of the Big Bang K. You want to make sure you at least have 1 in your deck to go ahead and search with Prodigy. 1 copy of Super Heavy Samurai Scales, 1 copy of Stealthy, 1 copy of your Soul Gaia Booster, 1 copy of your Soul Peacemaker. This is the hardest card to find in San Antonio for some reason. If you haven't, you're in San Antonio, please hit me up in the Facebook group, please. I need some assistance. 1 card that I think is going to be pretty different from a lot of lists. I do run 1 copy of the original Big Bang K. So why am I running Big Bang K? It's really just the reason of it is the biggest Super Heavy Samurai monster main deck that you have. So 3500 beater, you can go ahead and special summon him out for free with so many different ways. So being able to get him out is going to be super huge. Just in the either if you're going second, you need to beat over something. It's going to be really helpful as well. So I think it's really helpful in those scenarios as well. I might cut him out for another additional hand trap down the line, but honestly, I am liking him in the main deck for now. For the more supporting cast, 1 Ancient Gearbox. For some reason, I can't find mine. 1 Infinitrack Tunneler. I've searched through all the bulk in San Antonio. I can't find it. If you guys have it, please hit me up. Facebook group. 1 copy of Regulus. 1 copy of the Jizukir, the Star Destroying Kaiju. It's a machine. You can go ahead and search it. It's easily accessible. It's free. use Troubadour, your opponent's monster. Also with Purelli being one of the most highly played decks, at least I anticipate in this upcoming format, you just kaiju the crap out of them and then you're good to go from there. You just slap this down and say, here, hold on to this for me, and you go clean off from there. You pretty much have nothing else to worry about in my opinion, you know. Also, one Regulus is enough. You don't really need two. Because if you need two, then you're already in a losing battle. So I just want to go ahead and point that out. One Regulus should be just fine. If you open it up, and you open it up, and it is what it is. But it's not like it's a bad thing to have it already in your hand, because they're all machines that can be super easily summonable. So that's going to be it for the engine. I believe it's 23 or 24 cards of just engine. The rest is just hand traps, guys. So 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Ogre, 3 Nib, 3 Gamma, and the driver. Now you might be saying, this is a lot of hand traps, and I will say to you, yes, what were you expecting? This is a deck you can only play monster cards, guys, and you really want to maximize out on some of the best ones out there. One thing I was messing around with is playing either the, instead of the Nib, playing Effect Veiler or Ghost Mourner. I think it's just up to personal preference at that point, but Droll is mandatory, Ash is mandatory, Ghost Ogre is mandatory, and Gamma are all mandatory hand traps, and I think most decks you're going to play. Ghost Ogre will probably be the odd one out of the 3. I think these 3 are going to be most mandatory in every deck you play. In the event you're playing another deck, and that's perfectly fine. But I think this is going to be the best ratio for you guys. Also with Nibiru still being a Havoc, being able to wreak Havoc, I should say, in the format. I just think Nibiru is going to be really, really good as far as being able to constantly apply that guessing game with your opponent. The second they see a Nibiru in your deck or in your hand, they're always going to have to respect it, and word spreads quickly in any type of big Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. So you may say, that is 39 cards, Sebastian, what are you doing? That's not legal deck. We are playing one copy of Sekka's Light. I did want to go ahead and test this out for you guys. Honestly, I'm liking it. I like that it's pretty much a draw 3. The one thing I don't like is that, of course, you cannot activate any spell traps at all. Their effects, at least, or activate them at all, except for Sekka's Light for the rest of the duel, which means you're gonna have to activate this card later in your combo, instead of earlier on to gain consistency. So that's why I want to go ahead and try this out, see if it works. I mean, overall, it's making it a 37 card deck by playing this card, and honestly, I mean, it still banishes itself from the graveyard, so you're good to go from there. So you're still not conflicting with it. Only thing it conflicts with is Prodigy and the Ben K Pendulums. Besides that, I think Sekka's Light is a staple in every super heavy samurai deck. That's my personal opinion, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out, see how it goes from there. But with further testing, and once I actually get some playing time in tournament, I'll go ahead and get you guys my updated list for the main deck. For the extra deck, again, I do have a few proxies, so forgive me, but let's go ahead and get started with that. I have 2 copies of Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow, of course, 1 copy of Genius, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Ausa the Earth Charmer. Ausa I have in here because Kashtira is still in the meta. No balance has been dropped at the time of recording this video, so this may be coming in or out depending on what that is. Because you can just go ahead and take their Kashtira Fenrir, or in the mirror match, it's going to be really good as well. You have your Cyframe Lambda, you have your Unicorn, you have your Appaloosa, and that's going to be it for the Link monsters, guys, making sure you have a full spread out here. I did want to go ahead and find space for an access code talker, but unfortunately I could not find one. But if Ausa goes out, I'll definitely put access code talker in there as well. So it's going to be it for the links, guys. For the rest of the extra deck, we play, oop, that's backwards. We play 1 Gaga Cowboy, which is not supposed to be Gaga Cowboy. I only have this in here because I don't have the blue Super Heavy Samurai Synchro monster. I don't know what it's called, but I ordered it. I'm just waiting for it to come in the mail, but I'll go ahead and put a picture of it right here. I mean, they're pretty interchangeable, to be honest, I think. The only thing that would not make it is if you ever lock yourself into Super Heavy Samurais, which I think is rare. And then you can go ahead and go to the Synchro play instead. But 1 Gaga Cowboy for game, it is what it is. I mean, essentially that's all the other one's good for anyway, right? 1 Gear Gigant X, essential part of the combo as well. I do not have a Ballista, which is a key part of the overall combo, and making sure that you get the right amount of monsters on board, amount of field presence. But Gear Gigant X still essential to go ahead and search out your Ancient Gear box. One copy of Baguska. Baguska is absolutely busted in this format. I think Baguska is by far a staple in any deck that can make it. You have to play Baguska, and of course, because we do play Xyz, we play one copy of AA Zeus Sky Thunder. That's gonna be it for the Xyz, guys. Now time for the Synchros. We play one Borreload Savage Dragon, one Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon, and one Baron de Fleur. So Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon keeps rising in price, and it honestly is giving me a headache. But I'll see what I can do as far as getting this as soon as possible for you guys. My objective is to be playing this with locals as soon as possible. So if you are in the San Antonio area and you know me, please hit me up if you have these cards. Besides that is going to be it for the Super Heavy Samurai deck profile post Cyberstorm Access, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this deck in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe what I believe as far as this being the best deck of the format? Just with a few minor adjustments. Give it about a week or two, and I think that this deck will definitely define itself as one of the best decks of the format, if not the best deck of the format. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.